NES posters. So these were only included with games that were published by Nintendo. So basically any first-party game. So I thought I'd go over all of them. So the first one here, which is usually the most desirable, is called the R.O.B poster, or the Nintendo Game Plan. So it advertises all the different black box games that were out at the time. So, and this is considered the 1985 version. And the way you can tell is if you look on the very bottom corner here, it's a copyright 1985. Right. And then you have the 1986 version, which looks almost identical, but there is a few minor differences in which games are shown. So again, it says Nintendo Game Plan. And on the bottom here, it says copyright 1986. And then we have yet another R.O.B poster. And this is the 1987 version. This one is a little bit different though. So now it says, now you're playing with power. And then you have like more interesting games advertised here, like, you know, Super Mario Brothers, Metroid, Zelda, Kid Icarus, Adventures of Link. And then the rest are pretty much black box games. With the exception of Punch-Out! Down here. And there's nothing on the back of these, obviously, so. Okay, now in 1988, they finally decided to change it up a little. And we have the Now You're Playing with Power posters. If anyone's seen any of my older unboxing videos, I'm sure this will look familiar to you. So you got advertisements for black box games like pro wrestling and golf. But then you got, like, you know, Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, you know, Zelda 1 and 2, Mario 2, Kid Icarus, Dance Aerobics, Super Team Games, RC Pro-Am, you know. You could tell by this time, NES games started to have a little more variety to them, you know. They weren't so basic. And next we have is the 1989 version, also called Now You're Playing with Power. And also looks very similar, but there are some differences. So this one has advertisements for like Anticipation, Tetris, To the Earth, Short Order Explode, Cobra Triangle, all that good stuff. And again, there's nothing on the back of these. Okay. Next is the 1990 version. Which is also called Now You're Playing with Power. And on here, you basically have, you know, a lot of the same games, but you have some new ones like Snake Rattle and Roll, Pinbot, Fuzzanadu, Mario 3, Dragon Warrior, Final Fantasy, Nintendo World Cup, and Dr. Mario. Now on the back of these, there is something. And it's basically another advertisement for Nintendo Power, but still neat enough, you know, to hang up, even though it's in black and white. And then we have the Classic Action Series, which came out in about early 92, so they basically skipped 91 for some reason. By this time, you know, these were a lot more simple. So it advertises the classic series of, you know, Punch-Out, Metroid, Zelda, Adventures of Link. And down here, it's in very tiny screenshots. We have Final Fantasy, Star Tropics, Mario 2, Dr. Mario, Yoshi, Tetris, Nintendo World Cup, Super Psych V-Ball, and Play Action Football. Yeah, I don't know why these are like so small, man. And on the back of this, you have this neat picture of the NES, the Game Boy, and the Super Nintendo, which were all out at the time. So. And then lastly, we have the 92 version, which also looks very identical. In fact, I think the only difference is the picture on the back. Yeah, it's pretty much the same. On the back here, you have this pretty neat picture of Mario 3. It's basically the Japanese version, but it's sadly cut off, unfortunately. It'd make more sense to have it horizontally, I guess, but oh well. Now, you also have these, what are called the 4-player game posters. And these came with both first-party and third-party games that supported 4 players. So, for example, NES Play Action Football. You see down here it says a 4-player game, which means it supports 4 players. So. And of course, to play 4 players, you need either the NES Satellite or the NES 4-Score. So these are all the games that the supported 4 players. And lastly, there is a variant of the 4-player poster. And the only difference with this one is they just advertised a few more games, but other than that, that's about it. So, anyways, there you have it. Those are your official Nintendo NES posters.